he goes over, he's like, should I go over there? And we trying to contemplate, because it's going to escalate eventually. It's going to escalate. You might as well get it over with. So he goes over there because, of course, her instruction was, you don't talk to my children. How about you keep our name out of their mouth? How about you do that? If I'm not supposed to be talking to your children, then how about you keep my name out of their mouth? So anyway, those are my words. Creek is too compassionate for that. So we discuss it, and he says, oh, I'm just going to go ahead and go over there. He said, oh, you think I should call the police? And I'm like, and tell him what? And tell him what? I think the most reason we want to call the police is because we know whatever they are up to over there, because she claims she got a daycare center. That's what she said before. Now she a teacher, but I'll get into that. No daycare center. Ain't no daycare center, and you don't parent your damn children. How you going to parent somebody else's children for any short period of time, for any length of time? As a teacher, he goes over and he says, he tells her the kids are yelling things out the window, whatever, and so she snaps off on him. I don't know what she's saying, but when he first left to go over there, I put on my socks and sneakers just because I know the mentality of those people, those types of people. I put on my socks and sneakers just in case. After he stayed over there for a minute, I came out the door and I stepped out of the garage and I could hear her mouth just hood ratting it up. Hood ratting it up. So then I leaned out the garage and I waved Creaky in. Just come on. You can't have an adult conversation with her. Come on. So all I heard him say, well, what's his name? What's his name? So it turned out the conversation went like, he told them what the kids were doing. He said, like, you don't have to do anything. He said, but I just wanted to let you know, because you, out of respect, you asked me not to address your children. You asked me to address you. So I'm coming to you out of respect. We're not talking. She's like, well, you don't. She said, well, you don't talk to me about this. You talk to my husband. My husband handle this. This is something that should be handled man to man. Really? Really? What does that mean? What does that mean? Are you looking for a physical fight? Does that need to happen? Because I really don't want you to take Creaky's compassion for his weakness. I really don't want that to go down. And you really, I swear to God, you don't want that to go down. So she said, well, this is something that needs to be handled man to man. And he already knows her mentality or whatever. And he's like, well, is he here? Well, first he said, well, I thought they were your children. Are they your children? I mean, aren't they your children? And she says, well, this is something that's handled man to man. You don't talk to me about this. You don't. Really? Because the last time you said that you come and ring my doorbell and talk to me about our children. Number one, we don't know who dude is, because last year you had a different dude living with you who been living with you since you moved in, and now all of a sudden this new guy comes in with braids, and now you saying you need to talk to, do you see that dude, do you see the guy with braids? That's my husband, you need to talk to him. Really? Because the other guy told us he was your husband, and that was like last year. So we don't know who the baby daddies are. Matter of fact, I don't know if I mentioned it to you guys. I'm pretty sure I didn't. But we saw a court date for dude, the first dude, and we haven't seen him anymore since then. I think that was like last June sometime. So I don't know, presumed he was in jail. So then this new dude shows up, and just so you know, this new dude showed up about a month or less after the other dude disappeared. Yeah, for real. For real, that's how it went down. So you're a real good mother that these kids, no wonder these children are confused, like, who's your daddy? Like, who's your daddy for real? Who's your daddy? Literally. Anyway, she's like, well, that's my husband, and that's who you need to talk to about this, and this need to be handled man to man. Then he said she got on the phone and was like, you want to handle this, you want to handle this, whatever. So he was like, okay, well, is he here? Because he still wasn't clear. Is a dude here? Do I need to wait for him to come out, or what's going? Because he just want to get the issue resolved. He's not trying to go over there and get hood on nobody. He just wants your kids to respect other adults and their property. They don't have to respect you. They don't have to respect your property. You don't have to respect you or your property. Clearly, that's the example you said, and that's fine. But I just don't want it to cross the line into my livelihood. Like, is he here? And then she goes, no, he ain't here. He goes, well, what's dude's? I mean, you can talk to him later. He'll be here later. He said, well, okay. Well, what's dude's name? His name ain't Dude. He said, well, I don't know his name. And he said, because the last I knew, and then he said something about the first guy's name. He mentioned the first guy's name. And she said, who is that? Y'all, she said, who is that? And he looked at her, he said, are you serious? Are you serious? The dude used to talk to Creaky regularly, even if it was for begging for stuff every now and then. Dude asked Creaky to make him a deck. Dude asked Creaky if he could paint their side of our fence that we paid for to keep them contained in their trifling area. What do you mean, who is that? So Creaky was like, come on, you don't know. So he's thinking that maybe she had somebody on the phone for real who didn't know who that was, who was living there since they moved in up until last year. Really? Really? What kind of whore are you? Like, for real, what kind of hoe you is? You are, not only are you nasty, you a bad mother, you just don't have any common sense. Like, you can't even have an adult conversation. And excuse me, y'all, for venting like this, but, you know, I can't just really express myself in front of someone like that, because it'll only escalate, because they can't have an adult conversation. It doesn't even make any sense. So anyway, she said, well, he'll be over there later. And she said, you coming to my house at 11 o'clock at night? Y'all, it was 7:30 when he went over there. 7:30. So he just to be clear, because the other time he went over there, it was early in the afternoon. So she said, you come to my house at 11 o'clock at night? He said, well, hold on. He said, I have never in my life come to your house at 11 o'clock at night. That has never happened. So he wanted to clear that up. So I told him, I said, she probably said that because whenever she expects him to come home and handle this, it's probably going to be 11 o'clock at night, and she realizes it's inappropriate, but she can't just acknowledge that. She can't just acknowledge, well, you know, it might be kind of late, blah, blah, blah. She got to just turn shit around rather than just address it. Like an adult. Like an adult. It's really basic. It's really basic.